Here are 3 methods to live stream mobile games to TikTok Live. Just start by making sure you have access to TikTok Live. If you don't have access, then a creator network can help you get access and it's completely free. This is my verified list. I'll put this in the description. Let's start quickly with the lowest quality method, which is just screen sharing your phone, and that uses the mobile gaming option. All you do is just press the plus button on your TikTok app. You'll scroll to live and choose the mobile gaming option. And then you just go live screen sharing your phone. I only ever recommend that method if you only have a phone. If you have a PC, Mac, or laptop, then keep watching. The next 2 methods will provide a much higher quality of live stream. But first, today's sponsor Riverside has a tool that will let you easily edit your stream replays and any other videos with ease. As you can see inside my Riverside studio, I can easily multi-stream, and I can even send my entire OBS into Riverside using the OBS virtual camera. Look how easily I'm going to add it. All I do is find the OBS virtual camera from the list, and my entire OBS is now in Riverside. Whether I've streamed from Riverside or not, I can now edit my live stream inside Riverside's desktop editor. You either pick one of your past replays or just hit the upload button and upload a VOD. And if I now click into one of my replays, as you can see, I have a number of options, including AI tools to help me. This includes the Magic Clips option, which will generate clips for short form content. I can of course also just hit the edit button, create a new edit. And firstly, inside this editor, I can choose different dimensions. So I'll choose 9:16. And as you can see, I've now got a full transcript of my live stream and even some summaries at the bottom here so I can click into relevant sections. The transcript even has these dots which appear where I have paused. I can individually click on each dot to delete that pause, or I can use some of the AI tools at the top. So Set Pace will remove all of the pauses in one go and improve the flow of the conversation. If I've added ums, ahs, filler words, the Smooth Speech can remove those and any other unneeded sounds. And Magic Audio can just improve the audio quality. On the right here, we also have the automated captions. As we can see here on Riverside, we have a whole host of different options for our captions, tons of different styles to choose from. When I'm finished editing my replay, I can just hit the export button and I can export up to 4K. You can try Riverside for free in the description, or use the code in the description for an exclusive discount on the paid tiers. Thank you Riverside for making streaming, recording, and editing much easier. So the highest quality method for streaming mobile games uses one of these, which is a capture card. So let's go through the requirements to set these up. To state the obvious, you need a capture card. I'll put some Amazon affiliate links in the description to different capture cards. Today I'll be using the Elgato 4KX, which was gifted to me by Elgato. I've also put some cheaper alternatives in the description as well. As I mentioned at the start, you need a PC, which can include a laptop or a Mac. And you need access to computer streaming, which means either access to Live Studio, a stream key from a free-to-join agency in the description, or access to Streamlabs. I'll put links for all of those in the description, and optionally, you might want a tripod to stabilize your phone, and software to configure your capture card settings once it's plugged into your PC or Mac. If you're using an iPad or an iPhone, you need a digital AV adapter. Here's mine. This basically helps you convert from either Lightning or USB-C to HDMI. Likewise, you need a similar device for an Android phone, and the Elgato website states you need a device that can output video. I'm not really sure what that means, and I think most modern Android phones will be just fine. So once you've got your capture card and all the peripherals, let's just do the setup. So just start by plugging your adapter into your phone, and then I'm going to plug the HDMI cable into the HDMI adapter. Now you can see I've got HDMI in and out, and I'm plugging this into HDMI in. We're not actually going to use the out port. And finally, plug a USB-C cable, one end into your PC and the other end into your capture card. And again, you might want to stabilize the whole thing on a tripod or other stand. And then just head to the Elgato downloads page or the software download for your capture card. Click on select your product. And then underneath capture, just find the correct product. For me, that is the 4KX. And then just download the correct utility software. And as long as your phone's unlocked, you should see your phone inside the capture software. And for me, in the Elgato capture software, I can just open the preferences in the top right to change any settings I want. I think by default, most of these settings are actually fine. If you do want to record inside the capture utility instead of with OBS or Live Studio, then this recording tab is where you choose all the recording settings. But in general, I think the 4K capture utility's default settings are fine. So I'm actually going to close out of that so I can add the capture card to Live Studio, OBS, or Streamlabs. So I'm in Live Studio and I'll show you OBS in a second. I'm just going to press Add Scene and just choose blank. And I'm just going to rename my scene. Call it whatever you want. I might call mine iPhone Gaming. And then I'm using compatibility mode, so I'm going to add the phone to both landscape and portrait. We'll start with portrait and we press add source, and I'm going to choose the capture card option and press add. And as you can see, it selected the 4KX. If it hasn't selected the correct capture card for you, then choose it from the drop down list. I don't want a 480p resolution though. The 4KX, as the name implies, supports up to 4K, so I'll choose that option. I'll choose the maximum FPS. I'll stick with this video format, and I'll capture the 4KX's audio as well, and I'll press add source. If you don't want to capture the audio, just of course press don't capture. As you can see, it's now added it to both landscape and portrait. Of course, it's really shrunk, so let's click on it on the left, and as you can see, I can stretch it to screen. It's still really not aligned properly, so I can just click on the squares to drag. I could also just hold Alt to crop. For some reason, there's black bars either side of it, so I can just keep clicking to resize. And for me, I'm basically just going to get it until it is full screen, and then I can move it up and down. So I've played around with it a bit in portrait mode. Of course, most phones are not actually 9:16 dimensions, so the top or the bottom might be cut off. If you want to show the entire screen, you could just zoom it out a little bit, and then you could put an image around it. Or you can add multiple of the same source and then just crop to get the relevant bits. So for example, like that. Anyway, let's just set it up the same way on landscape. In this one, I'll put it full screen on the left-hand side. And then of course you add any other sources you want, such as your camera and Picfinity. I strongly recommend you add your camera because that will help with the engagement. Basic human psychology, viewers are more attracted to live streams where your face is shown. You will definitely get more views, so make sure you add in your camera. Let's add in my OBS tail layer from this list. Again, make sure you add your camera with the highest quality that you've got for your camera. And then just place the camera where you want. For example, on landscape, I might do something like this. And then I'll reorder it so the 4KX or whatever capture card you've got is on top. And in portrait, it is common to put the camera at the top or the bottom, or you could just shrink yourself into the corner if you think you're taking up too much space. I'll put my longer Live Studio guide in the description. Anyway, let's add it to OBS as well. So you might want a new scene, and I'll just name my scene iPhone Gaming. Press OK. We've now got blank sources, so press the plus button. And for OBS and Streamlabs, by the way, it's a video capture device. I'll just name this source the Elgato 4KX. You name it whatever capture card you've got. Mine again is top of the list. And I've expanded the options a bit because what we're going to do is we're going to change the resolution FPS type to custom. And once again, choose the highest quality FPS and resolution that we've got. So again, I've got 4K 144. And the other options should be fine, so I'll press OK. And likewise, if you're using ATEM vertical, I'm going to press the plus button and I'll call this one iPhone Gaming and just add the word vertical on top. And you press the plus button, choose video capture device. And if you've already added it, you just choose it again. And it's once again just time to resize it. It's the same with Live Studio. You can drag these squares like I'm doing here. You can hold Alt to drag these squares to crop things and just keep playing around until you've got it positioned where you want. And then once again, I would just recommend you add another video capture device and just add in your camera. So I will add in my OBS tail layer camera. And once again, the order of the sources matters. So I'll firstly fit mine to the screen and I'll drag it underneath the 4KX. So the 4KX is on top. And I'll likewise add it to ATEM vertical. So again, I'll have to play around with the dimensions a little bit, but there we go. I'll put my camera wherever I want it. Again, I could shrink it down even more if I don't want it to be taking the entire width of the screen. And again, I would recommend adding other things on top, such as Picfinity. And I'll put my full OBS 2024 streaming guide in the description. Now, one more thing with the capture card here in OBS. If we click the three dots or right click Advanced Audio Properties, Underneath audio monitoring, change it to monitor and output if you want to be able to hear it yourself. If you just leave it to monitor off, only the viewers will be able to hear the sound. So that is certainly the highest quality way of doing it, but let's look at a wireless way of doing it if you can't afford the capture card and if you just want a quick way to do it. For this, we're going to use screen mirroring software. So I'm going to use Let's View, but there's so many different apps out there that do similar things. So I'll start by just downloading the Let's View app on either my Android or iPhone, iPad device. And then I'll also download it on Windows or Mac. And once I've got both the app open on my phone and on the desktop, you can see we get a devices list. And from my phone, if I click on the Windows PC, I can choose the share my screen option. And I just start a broadcast, which sends the phone via Wi-Fi to the computer. And as you can see, it has now popped up. Inside Live Studio and OBS, we now add them as a window capture. So find the window capture option, and from the drop-down list, find the cast one and press add source. And simple as that, as you can see, my phone is now inside Live Studio, and you can follow the previous steps. I highly recommend adding your camera. Basically the same steps inside OBS. It's hardly worth showing. You just find the cast option and then add it in. On both OBS and Live Studio, make sure your desktop audio is being captured, and that will capture the sound as well. That is a little bit lower quality method because, as you saw with the capture card method, if you get the most advanced capture card methods, you can go up to 4K and 144 FPS. Even the lower quality capture cards will usually provide you with better quality than going over Wi-Fi. So again, I'll put a range of capture cards in the description. And if you want to learn more about setting up Live Studio and OBS, including things like overlays and alerts, I'll put both my latest Live Studio guide and OBS guides on the screen.